right, man, let's get into it today. Should Bud walk away from the Errol Spence talk/negotiations? Is Spencer Thurman to be announced? Could we be getting an announcement pretty soon? And could it be a fight now? Errol Spence just said that, he said never will that happen. He just responded to that and said that won't happen. He said never, it's cryptic. And where, he always saying stuff that honestly, a lot of times they'll hold no weight. Instead of, putting a name on it and saying what he's supposed to say, um, you know, he puts out a cryptic tweet saying that, well, I said never and I meant never and that type of stuff. But we'll talk about it, man. I don't plan on being so super long today. But he always talking in code and something, man. You a grown ass man. These niggas always tweeting shit and deleting it, all that type of shit, man. To me, he's speaking in code, and it is what it is, man. Be glad we come to a resolution to all. Then we come to an end, whatever the end game is, fight or no fight, non-fight, nothing to talk about because Danny Garcia is literally not fighting nobody this weekend. I mean, Jose Benavidez just looked pathetic in his last couple of performances. I hope he pull it off though, but we gotta call a spade. But don't forget, you can listen to this episode on Apple Podcasts. You can listen to this on Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, Radio Public, which is really cool. Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. For the most part, damn near everywhere you get your major podcast from. So shout out for those platforms for having me. If you want to financially support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description, all that's inside the link tree. The link tree is the first link pinned in the description, or it's the first thing in the description is pinned in the live chat, so you can't miss it. Renardo, what's going on? Cleveland Williams. He should walk away and go with his career. He can move up if he can't get a fight at 47. So, yeah, we're going to definitely talk about that. But he said, when I said never, I meant it. So he talking about Keith Thurman. That's who he talking about. He talking about y'all buddy Keith Thurman. So, I mean, he said never. So, I mean, hey, they tell you never to say never, but he let y'all know that he ain't fighting Keith Thurman. I know for sure he ain't fighting Jerron Boots Ennis neither. So we know he ain't fighting Boots neither. So, I mean, we could talk about a multitude of things, but for sure he ain't fighting Boots. So, I mean, people going to run with it, and people going to say what they want to say, and they going to, make a big deal out of it. But he never said what he said. He never truly said what he said. You get what I'm saying? He never put a name on it. So, why would this even be a discussion, if everything going well, which it ain't. And Crawford ain't getting 50-50. He can forget about it. He should have knew that before he crossed the street. You trying to go somewhere, you trying to demand 50-50, and they don't even respect you. They don't even respect you enough as to recognize you as a champion. Think about that for a minute. He looking to get 50-50, and they don't even respect him as a champion. They don't even show you at Wilder Fury 1, but they show Jaime Munguia, Gennady Golovkin, all the celebrities. So he was a fool thinking he was going to leave Bob Arum and get 50-50. But also, the positive thing where it's goodness, where there's an upside, there's a downside. Where there's a downside, there's usually an upside. And the upside to this is simply, with him not getting this fight, that makes his case versus Bob Arum a lot stronger. If he get his 10 mil or whatever he gonna get between now and infinity, if he gets his $10 million, that's one thing he can bank on. It won't be 15, 20 or whatever the numbers they crunching, but it ain't nothing like passive income. You know what I'm saying? You did nothing for that money. You took some abuse. But the positive thing, if he don't get this fight, that make his case even stronger against Bob Arum. Because they keep reciting what Bob Arum said. Oh, man, he don't sell, and he don't do this, and he don't do that. And I'm telling you, they're using that in negotiations. So regardless, if you get the fight, maybe that make the Bob Arum, case a little bit less or not as strong, and that's fine because he got the fight. If he get anything from Bob Arum, 1,000,000, 500,000, 100,000, that's better than nothing. But him saying out what I said when I said never, I meant it. Like, what that mean? We know what it mean. Keith Thurman, put a name on it. Tag Keith Thurman. Tag him. Put a name on it. Why we talking in code? You a grown ass man. You a multi-millionaire. Why are you talking in code? Why we talking in code? Put a name on it, nigga. We grown ass men. Nigga, that's like somebody on there talking shit, You know who they talking about. You're like, what we talking about? I mean, they ain't talking about you, nigga. I was just talking about, oh, we grown as hell. Put a name on it. Tag Keith Thurman. Come on, tag him. And that issue he got with Keith Thurman is fake. It's cap. Al Haymon has never intended for them to fight each other. Ask him when he sent the contract to fight Keith Thurman. Ask him when he sent the contract to fight Keith Thurman. That nigga ain't sent the contract to fight Terence Crawford. He ain't sent the contract to fight Keith Thurman. Ask him, would Al tell Keith Thurman to fight Errol Spence, and he said no. Tell me. So this pent up animosity versus Keith Thurman is not real. Keith Thurman didn't do nothing. Keith Thurman didn't duck no offer. Keith Thurman didn't dodge no fight. I'm trying to tell y'all. Al Haymon wanted to wait as long as he could to make the Keith Thurman fight. That's it. He wanted to wait as long as he could to make that fight. Just like Omar Figueroa and Adrian Broner. Omar Figueroa was like the interim champion after Adrian Broner, like when Adrian Broner holds the title. He was. So you can talk about, I said never will I ever. Yeah, seen that show? Really cool show though, low key. I said I'd never fight him and I'd never do this and that and then third. It is okay, fine. I ain't mad at you. But let's not act like it ain't like Keith Thurman had an offer and he ducked it. Now maybe Keith Thurman said, well, I want 10 million. Maybe he priced himself for that fight out too, fine. I don't think he's gonna get 10 million fighting Erislandy Lara or a Danny Garcia rematch. I'm pretty sure he didn't get nowhere near close to that with with Mario Barrios. But hey, who cares? You gonna move it to 54? Fine. So if you want to fight Keith Thurman, then hey, go up and fight for Honduras. Tony Harrison, this is a plethora of talent there. I mean, if you're not gonna fight Keith Thurman, you're not gonna fight Terence Crawford, excuse me. Why not go ahead and fight Jermell Charlo? I don't get it. Why not fight Jermell Charlo? That make a lot of sense. Go up there and fight Jermell Charlo. Come on. Go fight Jermell Charlo. That's a fight that people can get behind and people like to see. But you got to understand, it ain't too many big fights out there for him. Who at 54 really moving units like that? Ain't nobody paying for no Danny Garcia rematch. Who out there really moving mountains at 54? Who out there really selling? Nobody. It's one of them divisions that you get a belt or you skip the hell over that division. Trust me, it's one of them divisions where you get a belt or you skip it. There's no pot of gold at 54. Everybody talking about, Terence Crawford don't got no option. Neither do Errol Spence. Where he going? He ain't going down in weight. All right. Most of the niggas that's popular, or most of the fighters that's popular at 140, they on the other side of the street and they don't have big names. At 54, what's the biggest name at 54 he could fight? What's the biggest name at 54 he could fight that's gonna do numbers? Jermell Charlo. He ain't fighting Jermell Charlo, and who knows? Can they get 500,000 people from Texas to buy that? And can they get 3 or 4 500,000 people across the United States to buy that? I mean, hey, it's possible. But as much as they talking about Earl, this bigger star, we talked about yesterday, his numbers are not, bigger than that, much bigger than Terence Crawford. And I always maintain that. And I told y'all that. Jermell Charlo pay-per-view did like 60,000 or 50, whatever they said, 50,000. So he really don't have no option. He's gonna fight Gennady Golovkin. He might get stripped. Errol versus Lara. Come on, Lara really ain't never been no. Lara been on there. Well, he Cuban, so I really can't really go in on Lara. But Lara been there with Mayweather Canelo, and he still lost in the sauce. So who he gonna fight? Andrade out here begging Chris Eubanks. There ain't nobody for him to fight. What he gonna jump up to 68? Remember they were saying he could beat the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. Shout out to him. He did an interview with Sean Porter on the Porterweight podcast. Shout out to them. So if you being real, there's no other than Canelo. And Canelo said, I ain't coming. I'm not coming down from 68. It's 68, 75, or 68 and above. So where's Errol Spence's lucrative option at? Errol Spence is gonna turn around and he gonna let Al Haymon take legacy, take money off his table. He gonna lose to somebody he wasn't supposed to lose to. I'm telling y'all what he's doing right now. It's no other big fight for him, not named Canelo. And Errol Spence going to 68? No, Errol Spence couldn't hack it at 60. And that's not saying his skill set, but people don't understand that's a lot of weight, bro. That's a lot of weight to go up there and fight Demetrius Andrade, fight Jermall Charlo, fight Erislandy Lara. He ain't the biggest 54-pounder. Fight Gennady Golovkin. Fight Zenobek. It's a lot of weight. What you going up to 60 for? If we being real, who making money at 60? Maybe you and Eubanks over in the UK. Dr. Blick say Eubanks ain't really popular over there like that. He don't really sell. People don't like him. So the only way he making money outside of Terence Crawford is he fights Gervonta Davis, right? He fight Gervonta Davis. He fight the Charlo twins, Jamal 54, 50, 60, or he go up to a super middleweight and take on Canelo Alvarez. I mean, with him and Benavidez sell, since his fans say he can go to 68 and beat Benavidez a few years ago, him and Caleb Plant sell, I don't really see him going up there. So it's no other option. He gonna let Al Haymon take money off his table. His father fool for letting him do that. Because out of all them fights, maybe with the debate of talking about the Charlos and people at 54, 60, even Jerron Ennis, the easiest fight for him is to fight Terence Crawford. It's easy to get your ass whooped and make 10, 15, 20 million dollars. You fight Boots, what you gonna get? 8, 9, 10. But there's no reward in it. You can be like, man, people talk shit about Wilder, but Wilder lost to the best heavyweight in the world. He did, and he knocked him down by what? 3, 4 times, 5 times, whatever it was, in 2 fights, really, because in the middle fight, he didn't do nothing. But he lost to the best. He lost to the best heavyweight smoking, bro. That's nothing wrong with that. You could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He lost to the best heavyweight out there. There's no shame in that. If Errol Spence loses to Jerron Ennis, you lost to a prospect. Like somebody who ain't never touched a title. Not even somebody that ain't never got to go, never medal, never went to the Olympics, I don't believe. Lost to Gary Anton Russell in the eliminator. So it's nothing that Jerron Ennis can hang his hat on other than hype. In the eye test. And hell of a fighter. I think he the real deal. People get, mad with him. But I think he the real deal. But it's nothing he can hang his hat on, bro, on that fight. The most lucrative fight outside Canelo for him, and he ain't going to 68, is Jermell Charlo, not named Terence Crawford. That's it. Because Tank ain't getting in there with him. He said I will. When I said never, I meant. So he said he never fight Keith Thurman. So what he going to do? Y'all want to make a case Fondor? But Fondor, they didn't even reveal the numbers versus Erickson Lubin. So you got to understand, Fondor numbers, even with Nielsen Media Research having jurisdiction over the viewership, the Fondor numbers never came out. So how big a draw is Fondor? That was a big fight. Now, you can make the case there was a couple other fights on that weekend. It was Ryan Garcia, Gennady Golovkin early in the morning versus Murata. Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Tagojo. Micaiah Mayers was on that day. But what we do know was I don't remember none of the viewerships from that weekend being revealed. I don't. Make sure you hit the link tree and support me on air wherever you want to support me on podcasts and stuff. Huey, I'm just say I thought that fight was booked. Shake my head. He said the Huey, what's going on, bro? Barbara, what's going on? She said, what does Spence tweet mean? Keith Thurman. That's what exactly what it mean. I wish he put a name on it. Fotex would it do? Oh yeah, salute to Barbara. Tell Nate I said what up too. Fotex say Spence tweets mean he'll never fight Thurman. You know, tag that nigga, man. Yeah, hit the smash the like button. Tag him then. That nigga, he be moving like a woman, bro. Like real talk, bro. He be moving like a woman. My boy Bryce, what's going on? He says Earl talking about he talking about Keith Thurman. Fotex, support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Appreciate y'all. Johnson, salute. Eastside League, if no Crawford, they're gonna try to make the Canelo fight. Fuck it. I mean, fucking, I ain't buying it. You know, I'm about to see no black man get took behind the shed and get slapped. They gonna get your black ass, Django. They gonna get your ass. Eastside League say unless he want to fight Jamel leftovers, that's all low risk and high reward. I mean, he didn't fight Fondor. He fought Castanos beat him in the amateurs. I mean, he coming off a loss. Tony Harrison, that's all risk, no reward. Let's be real. I mean, Jer Hurd, he moved up to 60. Rosario moved up to 60. Charles Hadley, I think he back at 47. That'd be a good Dallas introduction to 54, but you know, I don't even think he campaigning at 54 no more. Last time I checked, so I mean, well, we know what happened with John Jackson, but you know, he's a past opponent. I don't know where Demetrius Hopkins at. Gabriel Rosado coming back versus. So I mean, they don't care, man. Al Haymon taking. Man, it ain't even about the fans at this point, bro. Y'all, we can bitch and complain about all we want to, and talk about selling these fights. It ain't even about the fans, bro. He taking money out these dudes' pockets over power. It ain't even greed, bro. This is over power, bro. This is over. They don't want the fight, but this is over a power struggle. He said it's only possible for Earl if Jamel goes to 60. I don't believe that'll happen. Jamel, they said he's going up pretty soon. He think about it, he paying like 2% of his purse to 4 belts. It's 8%. You know, you think about on top of whatever you paying Jamel, whatever you paying the Cutman, whatever you paying Juan Guzman, you know, whatever you paying the state taxes. If they fight out of state, he probably takes, you know, I don't think he paid taxes. I think he paid taxes in the fight, the state that you fight. Come on, all that. These boxers ain't really, they get money, but it's a lot of money that come out of there. Promotional fees, they got paid for their own hotel room and board. So Fondor, Tim Tszyu, Harrison, Lubin, they not making fight, but they'll make money in Texas or LA area. Man, that's all risk. That's all risk. It's all risk. You're doing something that another man did. Errol Spence is no doubt to be a stud up there as far as, you know, popularity, but it's all risk. Why would you get in there with Tony Harrison? That makes no sense. You know, there's Lubin. I think he lost. Why would you get in there with him? Fondor, hell of a fighter. That's all risk. You know, you talking about a nigga who's getting hurt by Ordenis Ugas. You can book it that Fondor, he might not win. Well, I'm willing to bet he will win. Ain't nobody whooping Fondor ass. Maybe Jamil, that's it. But, you know, Tim Tszyu, cool. I mean, no, that's the easiest one. But he Fondor, bro, that's all risk. One thing about Fondor, you're going to have to earn that. You're going to have to earn. And then he already fought a Southpaw Erickson Lubin too. You know? And if you see Ugas hurting Errol Spence and Danny knocking his mouthpiece out, and Ugas hurt him on several occasions to the head and to the body. Fondor walking right through Errol Spence. He walking right through Errol Spence. It's no reason to go fight him. He got to be the champion. He got to get it. It just don't make no sense. He ain't gonna knock on that door. He can't do shit. Well, he can't keep Fondor off of him. Now he got the right style to press Fondor, but his punch resistance coming off that eye injury, I mean, even off the jaw injury is shaky, bro. You know, and I think 3 things that make him getting a little punchier: the weight cut. Right? And that shit don't go away when you go to 154 pounds. Because what happens is like you like Canelo. Canelo went to 55. Before Canelo only had like three fights at 60. He jumped all the way to 68, 75. You know what I'm saying? So that weight cut that he took at 47, yeah, he moved up and get 7 pounds, but the damage is already done, bro. The damage is done. The weight cut has already whooped his ass. Yeah, he'll feel fuller, but he won't be at 54 for too long. Not strong. I'm telling you that right now. He didn't suppress his body too much at 47. It's really kind of gonna be a pit stop, especially if they don't keep him active neither. So, the damage is already done. You didn't drain fluid out your brain, out your whole body, just to stay at 47. He gonna be a sweet lick at 54. Mark my words. Somebody gonna whoop his ass that y'all don't see whooping his ass, especially if he fall into old habits. Because one thing about the Terence Crawford fight is that this nigga been in shape since the Ugas fight. So he really thought that fight was gonna happen. It believes it's gonna happen. Errol Spence is in premier shape now. He thin. Whatever he got going on, but he in shape. That motherfucker in shape. He ain't blowing up. He had a respectable weight to make the cut. But like I told y'all, the damage is done. He looked good versus Ugas with Declan Wells making the weight and all that. He looked strong. He looked but he got hurt. That resistance, man. I think that eye injury and that accident, whatever happened with that accident, his resistance is gone. Also, along with the weight cut. Maybe he recovered, and he looked better the next time because this is the first fight. The two fights coming off the accident, first fight coming off the eye injury. So maybe his resistance would be better, with a little bit of healing and rest. But yeah, that weight cut kicking his ass. No matter what Declan Mills doing, how they making the weight a lot better and all that, the strain on the body is done. Terence Crawford, you talk about the weight cut for him and Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman now starting to pick up a little bit more weight and all that, man. It's about damn near too late. Crawford 35. This is where we're about to be 35. This is where he naturally supposed to be at, but at 35, cutting down to 147. That's why I told y'all this ain't happening when it should have happened. Now Crawford and grew into the weight division and all that, but if you look at people talking about before he fought Sean Porter at the weigh-in, he looked a little bit thin. So, but it is what it is between him and Keith Thurman, bro. But what make you believe that he leaving the door open is he ain't put a name on it. He said a lot of shit in the past that hasn't held up to be true. He said a Keith fighting Bud makes more sense than going to undisputed. If anything, they tried to do that. Keith Thurman asked for $10 million. They say he tried to do that shit. He said Spencer Fondor will be a decent numbers in Texas, other than that 54 is no name in the fighter division. And then got to remember Fondor ain't never touched a title yet. Fondor, is an interim champ. He's a contender, bro. So he ain't even got a chance to flourish. And once more people see him, he should be a main motherfucker fighting on CBS. Once people see him, they gonna instantly gravitate to him because he's like, different. We still talking about that's how we know we love boxing. Well, shit ain't shit else to talk about right now. Period. We could talk about what Nick Cannon said. I started to do a live on that. But I ain't want to get banned. The shit I was gonna say. You might as well demonetize that already. You might as well not even monetize that. The villain PBC, not Earl, has a lot to lose. Them belts and money. Earl only has an O to defend. The PBC, not Earl, has a. I don't know what they got to lose. Earl not a star. None of they stars manifest. None of they quote unquote PBC imported fighters manifest into superstars. They've never done it. Even with the infusion of Canelo and Manny Pacquiao, unless they did Floyd in there and let them beat up on Floyd. And Floyd ain't doing that. They have never built a star, bro. They didn't build Floyd Mayweather. The Top Rank did. Whoever idea was it to put 24/7 for the De La Hoya fight, that's what solidified Floyd Mayweather as a star. Without 24/7, that pay-per-view doesn't do numbers that it's supposed to do. He said there was no hype for Spence. He will say that every day, bro. There was no hype for Bevo and Canelo. There was no hype for Canelo Triple G. How many people you see talking about that shit every day? Nobody. Shout out to my boy Joey Chase, 913 Boxer Salute. Shout out to Kansas City. For Crawford would be next for him. And like I said before, Virgil Ortiz got to be at the top of the list. You know, he fight for the WBO mandatory. Keith Thurman elevated to number one. Virgil Ortiz will have to be the top of the list in doing a one fight deal with Golden Boy. But Terence Crawford ain't creating no leverage, bro. And I've been saying that. Once Terence Crawford started negotiating and showing that he got other options, it's nothing that Al Haymon can do. But you can't make nobody fight. Bob Arum told him that they simply don't want to fight. But you don't know when that nigga lying or not. Let's keep it real about Bob Arum. You don't know when he lying or when he telling the truth. So it really don't hold no weight. You don't know when he lying or when he telling the truth. What you mean? I don't get it. First you telling me I don't sell. Right? I don't sell. But then you turn around saying that they don't want the fight. I mean, you don't know when to believe that joker. Don't. He said, I think Crawford and Spence suck it up and agree to fight. It ain't Israel Turns and fuck. Man, it's not even up to them. Al Haymon is stopping that fight. Real talk. Canelo Triple G will do great pay-per-view numbers, man. Did Canelo and Pit B will do great pay-per-view? Now, people don't even know where they fighting at, bro. Nobody knows about the zone for real. People, what they remember about the zone, Joey, is that it was get all these fights on the screen. Nobody cares about the zone. I guarantee you the numbers won't do shit. The gate will be really, really good. He said you're gonna have to pay me for an ass. But Keith Thurman is this. Man, bro. Keith Thurman is Keith Thurman. Harrison gonna be for Andorra niggas. I don't know about all of that, but yeah, I'll be pulling for him. He said Jamil's goes to 160 in the winter of Bud and Earl 54 fight for immediate belt when they'll be a vacant, or it didn't work that way. I don't know. It'll be vacant belts, but Bud and Earl will probably fight, because Thanos for a belt if I had to be the guess. Stephen A. Mass, Camel, Cool J, Skip, Shannon, plenty of celebrities, pro box fighters, boxing made their excellent hype for the fight. I believe. I mean, it ain't hard to find, it ain't hard to find sponsors, or it ain't hard to find people that want to see the fight. Al Haymon don't want to make the fight. And nobody gonna hold Al Haymon accountable. I'm telling you that. My boy Finger, what? What did I do with that? Never the same. He said never the same. At less 2 weeks. What? And it never was the same. I remember this dude. He do on with the high school. I mean, with the middle school. With he finger one of the Muslim girls. Man, he put it in this nigga face. That nigga fell out, bro. That nigga said, that nigga fell out in the classroom, bro. I mean, yeah, it's a real thing about women's hygiene. A lot of women don't know that shit. Man, it's the difference between natural sense / aphrodisiac, whatever they call it, and and you stink. It's a big difference, bro. It's a big difference. Especially when you about to slide over to the crib. You about to get the box popped, and you come over like that. Some dudes don't care though, especially the horn dogs in high school. Some people don't care. Some people don't care. Like you coming from the club, even you as a dude, especially the clubs in the South, bro. Like I'm talking about them hot ass clubs. Ain't no way you been in that shit for an hour. You fresh. You gonna have to get in the shower. Just it is what it is. What Nick Cannon saying is true. What's funny is he said it was 80% of the chicks he dated. Most of them was bad chick. I mean. I don't put it past. People know what I'm talking about in high school and all that shit, bro. You know what they talking about, man. People have their musty days and all that. Fine, like nigga, I forgot to put on deal, whoop de whoop. But when you a woman, you can't really bro. That's why women live longer too. People don't talk about that. That's why women live longer than us, because what they have not only do they have more assistance than us, from other males and whatever, and jobs and Section 8, not Section 8, but Medicaid, all that. You're more likely to get this assistance from whatever the three than we dudes. But women have an open wound on them, so that they have to go to the hospital. Dudes don't go to the hospital for years, bro. For years. If you working and you the man around the house, you got kids, and so I stress, going to get you a physical. like the Earthquake Comedy Central on Netflix. He said, man, had you came in, the doctor might say, had you came in a little earlier, a month or two earlier, 6 months earlier, we could have saved you. Trust me, it's better to know than not know. Listen to me, you dudes out there. It's better to know than not know, so you can do something about it, bro. Whatever it is, a pain in your neck, pain in your ass, pain in your back, it's better to know than not to know. Don't run from the doctor. Go get you some insurance. Whatever you gotta do, the marketplace, whatever. Go to the doctor, bro. Go get them tests, all that shit, man. It don't matter. Go. It's better to know not to know. But he said Eddie Hearn said the fight is not a big draw. That's Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn don't know shit about the American market. That's why he getting his ass kicked. Everyone talk about Ryan and Tank now. That's a nice fight too. But they can afford to play Ryan and Tank because they didn't wait so long for them to get belts. But then again, Ryan and Tank was never getting belts. Tank could get belts, but they just bubble wrapping Tank. Ryan Garcia get his ass whooped. The Errol Spence Jr. fights Stanhonis, he ducking Thurman. I mean, whatever you want to call it, James, it is what it is. Stanhonis is a strong guy. That'd be a good fight. It look like the Ugas fight. Without Stanhonis hard Spence, he too slow. Ugas was hitting him with shots he ain't see coming. He was counterpunching, but just wasn't enough of it. I think the IBF gonna take Jamel's belt. Well, Jamel gonna have to drop him anyway, Pooh Dangles. You can send me that UFC jersey you had on, bro. That shit hard, even though y'all trash. Y'all might do something in the Pac-12 this year. No, Utah still around here stumping niggas out. Saying owners keep Bulls, Virgins, and Ben cannot beat Bud Earl. They skill experience. I mean, sometimes you don't need experience. To be honest, might sound crazy. Lomachenko ain't gonna have a ton of pro experience. So I don't. Boots can beat both of them, I believe. Not saying he will, but yeah, he could beat them for sure. For sure. So say what you want to say. Sometimes Bud and Earl ain't really experienced like that. No way. They been around for sure, but they ain't really fought niggas like they ain't fight punches like Lucas Matisse or Madonna, or you think about the left hook of Tino Trinidad. They ain't really fought nobody like that. Julian Jackson type of power. They really ain't fully battle tested neither. Like I told you, they ain't never fought no A-level fighter. This is the first time they'll fight another elite fighter that's fighting each other. Sean Porter, Danny, Kelbrook, they was good fighters, but they wasn't no damn Trinidad. They wasn't no Mayweather. They wasn't guys like that. Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, Hearns, Cameron Vasilio, Henry Armstrong. They wasn't guys like that, bro. At all. So Spence-Crawford got a lot of boxes that they got to check off by fighting each other. Who really can take a punch? Let's be real. People say, we seen Bud injured before, and we seen Bud wobble before, or Bud technically hit the canvas. So did Mayweather. Don't mean you got a bad chin at all. If you on the ground like Amir Khan, or you constantly, a lot of times Trinidad was also on the canvas a lot. Pernell hit that canvas quite a few times, and it don't take away from how great defensively Pernell was. When you offensive, you gonna get caught. So when you start talking about great fighters that hit the canvas, a lot of them. Some was due to balance. Some was due to dudes that didn't warm up correctly. That's the $1 million question. It depends. On any given day, you can be around, you get hit, and it could be over with. What I'm curious, if they was about to give 80-20, but they trying what they get Thurman, they're gonna take care of Thurman. Thurman family. They don't want to pay no Ice Sauter and Terence Crawford. They don't think Terence Crawford will beat up on Errol Spence and retire and walk away and lose the whole division? Bob Bear move Jose Ramirez up, Josh Taylor, all them niggas be moving up in top rank and be trying to get control of that division. 913 said, I just don't get how people complain about Bud not doing interviews, but then support Al Haymon, who won't even tell us why the fight ain't happening. I mean, that's a great point. Never looked at it that way. And I don't really care if you do interviews or not, but Yep, and everybody get Al Haymon the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because he don't talk. You know, but his actions speak louder than words. Somebody said the other day, well, why people don't like Al Haymon? I mean, do we really gotta ask? Do you really gotta ask that? If you ask that question, either you a casual fan or you don't know, or you a new fan. Because this ain't what boxing looked like when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. Shit, when I was a young adult, boxing didn't look like this. It started to look like this. Andre Berto was the first nigga Al Haymon was moving like this for real. Real talk. Andre Berto was the first dude that he really used the PBC tactics with. He got Andre Berto a lot of money. I love Andre Berto. But he was robbing HBO blind with Andre Berto. Andre Berto didn't turn out to be what they thought he was gonna be. You know, he was the first dude they was doing that with, Andre Berto. You know, when Al Haymon came around, you gotta understand, the HBO boxing started going down right then and there. And his only bargaining chip was Floyd Mayweather, and that's why they ain't cut them niggas off sooner. If Mayweather didn't exist, Al Haymon would never stuck in the boxing game. You know, if they never came up with the idea to do, whoever idea was to do 24/7 for De La Hoya and Mayweather, that's the single most reason. That's the biggest reason outside of De La Hoya. I mean, I think that reason was bigger than De La Hoya. That's why that fight sold. That's why I sold 1.3 pay-per-views. Without 24/7, and they just did the press conference, man, that shit probably would have did like 700, 800, maybe even 500,000. It would, that 24/7 was the single most thing that Floyd Mayweather did a great job of selling that fight. De La Hoya didn't have to do nothing. People gonna watch it because it was De La Hoya. De La Hoya didn't have to do much. But Mayweather, it was the Mayweather show. You know, whoever idea was to do that show, they should have kept that rolling. So what's the truth about Bud and Duggan or Earl just scared? Al Haymon. Can't blame Errol Spence. Al Haymon. Al Haymon, though, they don't want. I mean, you know, it could be understanding that Earl don't want to fight Bud, and Al Haymon doing everything he do to not want to fight. But I think if Earl really didn't want to fight Bud, they would have been moved on. I'm telling you, they would have been. I think Errol Spence really want to fight Bud, but you know, is it for the reasons why? I don't think it mattered. Pretty much the reasons why. But at this point, you know, if he don't fight Bud, he'll always be looked at as pussy, and Bud might be looked at as funny. Bud gonna take the grunt of the physical, the grunt of the verbal blame in this fight. But you know, Errol Spence is gonna look pussy too. Errol Spence is gonna look real pussy for this fight not happening. One thing about Terence Crawford too, that you can always know about Terence Crawford is that he ain't gonna really divulge why they ain't fight. He might be down the line in 2020, 50 nigga, but he really not gonna rip Al Haymon. You know, think about this whole situation. He never ripped Errol Spence's whole situation. He never ripped Errol Spence. You know? He never ripped Errol Spence. Think about it. He never ripped Errol Spence. He never ripped Al Haymon for the disrespectful offer or none of that. Make sure I thumbs up the video. He never ripped him. So I don't really think he gonna care about it. I think when you look at his career from Terence Crawford's situation, right? I think you look at his career, and he say, man, like, bro, I was fighting in Barnes. I wasn't supposed to be here. I made a lot of money. I mean, he said he made some smart investments in one of them interviews he did. I think it was with my mixtape. You know, and I think he's very content where he at in his career. If the money wasn't right, I think you will see it. You know, y'all know how it is. You know, especially you a male. When your money ain't right, your whole mood change. I'm not sure. I don't really sense that for women. Women, they mood change, but it's not like our mood. It's not like our move. Your money ain't right, bro. It's funny, whatever. You on edge until you come back up. But and it really ain't nobody looking to bail no dude out. No way. Somebody looked to bail women out. Women can always get bailed out. For the most part, no matter how they look, it's always some type of sympathy. But he ain't really like thirsty, bro. And I think if his money wasn't right, bro, I don't think his demeanor would be the same. I don't. If his money wasn't right, his demeanor wouldn't be the same. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. His demeanor won't be the same, bro. I think he'd be a little bit more. I don't really think Crawford feel. He said this. I don't think he feel he need to fight. He don't need it. Ortiz ain't trying to activate that mandatory against Bud. Bud will activate WBO status against Jamel. Jamel gonna just drop the belt. Or the big PBC gonna pay the WBO to block the belt. I just heard somebody pay one of the sanction belt bodies. I'm just gonna speak in code to make a fight happen. That's getting sued. Who getting sued right now or getting investigated? Excuse me, right now. The truth is, Bud believes that he deserves more money. PBC won't give it to him. That's all there is to it. I mean, I think it's more than that. I mean, that's like a good book title, but I think it's more to it. When you giving somebody 80-20, whatever you believe it is, bro, that's more than just believing the money. They don't want to fight. It's simple as that. Because if you knew, everybody knew the projections for this fight, bro. Everybody knew the projections. Top Rank knew what it would take to make the fight. Everybody that looked at this fight knew the projections. They knew it. So before you begged him to come over, you knew you didn't have the money. And that's credit. That's discredit. That's a bad move by Terence Crawford team. Real bad move. You knew that. You should have did your homework on the company. You said we had to come over here like you had the bag or whatever, and then you had a bag. But what's to it? They don't want to. Al Haymon don't want to make that fight. Come on, that's what it is to it. Since CJ wanted to release Ortiz stable, so that's not going to be a Mexican part. That's going to be a Mexican part. Yeah, I heard a lot of people going. I heard the tickets moving pretty well. I know somebody's going. They can only fight the fighters in the era. That's what. That's why they didn't impress just about every time, and because you had to, bro. You had to fight to earn your keep in other eras. They start paying these niggas so much money, they don't feel like they need to fight no more. Keith wants a payday. He won't get a payday with anyone else. Do you think he's in a bad position if he doesn't fight Thurman as far as a bridge with Al Haymon? No, I don't think so. I think Errol Spence is very important in what they're trying to do, even though you can't turn him into a superstar unless he beat somebody like Bud or Canelo Alvarez. But nope. I don't think he burned no bridge with Al Michael. Is my opinion on it. He said, I think Boots can beat Earl, but I'll never happen. But again, I was never high on Earl, especially since Earl can't fight on the inside. Javier Logan. He said, DM Josh Sports salute. He said, I think Al Haymon wanted to make the fight, and Keith was supposed to carry the torch after Mayweather. Well, Errol Spence. It probably was originally Keith Thurman. It probably was originally Keith Thurman. You're probably right. It probably was originally Keith Thurman. It probably was. Shout out to John. Rob Rodriguez, salute. He said Spence should have fought Pacquiao. That was his step up. I don't think he ducked that fight. But definitely fishy though, because them type of injuries take a while to heal. So so UCLA made a run in the tournament last year. My boy played against them. And he played at Oregon State, and Oregon always a threat in both sports. Yeah, Oregon got Nike behind them. Phil Knight. If it ain't Thurman that beat Danny, I'm good. Nobody want to see the latest version of Thurman. That Thurman, he said he was compromising that fight too. He said it hurt his elbow, but yeah, that's a good fight, John, for sure. With that version of Thurman Expense. He said Charlo Bros changed mind. They thought Benavidez was moving to 75. Man, them niggas, man, Jamal ain't trying to fight. Benavidez was just on the Porterway podcast. He don't really want to bark up that tree. I don't blame him. Shit. He don't want none of that, bro. This nigga hid behind his bodyguard or his people. That nigga gonna say, well, when nobody run? Like, nigga, we seen you hide behind. That's all I need to know. I don't blame him. Then his brother started talking about, Benavidez was a heavyweight. He won't get carded till he go to cruiserweight to heavyweight. When niggas like Jamil started talking like that, bro, he started talking like that. Y'all might as well, he don't want no smoke, bro. Caleb Plant gonna get ran. I thought Caleb Plant could win. He gonna get ran out the ring regardless. Don't even matter. Don't even matter. Benavidez, man, you leave his big ass alone. That's one Mexican that can't get no fight. Ain't that crazy? That's one Mexican that can't get no fight. That's one dude, man, that can't get no fight. He gonna have to move up. He spoke on Better BF on the Porterway podcast. Go watch what he said about Better BF. At least Benavidez know not to put his foot in his mouth. At least he know not to put his foot in his mouth. But that shit crazy. He said Earl don't want to fight Red Chief Clark. It could be. He could be hot behind Al Haymon. But I think if he didn't want to fight, this wouldn't be dragging out as long. Maybe they trying to find a way. Maybe they trying to find. I don't know, man. Because this is a black business, bro, and they be doing shit just off the humbug, bro. They don't be having no clear cut plan. Third, I say. So if the fight do get a contract, who would it be up to pay for the promotion? Probably TGB. Might be even Mayweather. Wilder gave 50%. Was Spence probably, and Tyson Fury didn't have no his only Tyson Fury's only credibility in America was fighting Steve Cunningham. That's it. It wasn't like Anthony Joshua coming over, and then, you giving Anthony Joshua flair space. Tyson Fury got 50-50, 50-50, 60-40 because he won the second fight. These same people that was saying this will let you know, bro, they changed their narrative on in order to fit the picture. These same people were saying that, Deontay deserved 50-50 versus Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua brought 3 belts to the table. And Anthony Joshua was by far a bigger and better draw, even in America, than Errol Spence. If Anthony Joshua fought in Vegas, Errol fought in Vegas, Anthony Joshua will sell more. Unless Errol Spence is fighting, Crawford, Jamel, Tank, somebody like that, Canelo. But if Anthony Joshua say, well, I'm going to fight Deontay Wilder in Vegas, shit, hell. If you say he's gonna fight or Alexander Usyk is just as known, if not less known than Ugas. If Anthony Joshua fought or Usyk in Dallas, Texas, where Ugas fought Errol, I guarantee Anthony Joshua do bigger and better numbers, and this ticket gate will be higher than Errol Spence. His pay-per-views might be higher than him. All the Nigerians in Texas gonna come out for that fight. A lot of Errol Spence people gonna come out. Even people that don't even fuck with Spence, that really mess with Spence and Dallas gonna come out and support it. Anthony Joshua was a certified, a star, bro. He outsold Dallas. They put 2 fights in Dallas the same night. I think Anthony Joshua outsell Errol Spence. I guarantee you that shit. UK fans gonna come over everything. He said third. I said, why do PBC have to put so much effort when they really never show interest in fights to begin with? I guess it gotta be. It ain't no future in the front. I guess that's what it is. He said Andre Berto and Victor Ortiz was a banger. Yeah, it was a good fight, but you put all that money into Andre Berto for what? I'm pretty sure they really was pulling for Berto to beat Floyd Mayweather, to fight Floyd Mayweather. I guarantee you that's what they was pulling for. Guaranteed. You know, but Berto was Berto was supposed to be that next guy. They probably wanted to put him in there with Mayweather. That's why Mayweather still ended up fighting him in over that woman. Remember, Berto was supposed to fight Mosley in 2010, but the earthquake happened, and then fight got killed. I forgot about that in Haiti. Yup. If Don King was running this, how would it play out? Man, it'd have been done. It'd have been done. They'd have fought. They would have been fought by 3 going on the third fight. If not already, would have fought a third fight. You know. So with Don King, them niggas probably would have been on the 5th fight, nigga. Shit, they probably would have been on their 9th installment. Mayweather put a lot of egos to the side to become Money May. He said, so why is money is an issue? It's never been one in any previous fights. Why when it comes Spence, it's a distraction to not fight. Because Al Haymon don't want to fight. I told y'all that. You know, I just want to see how they gonna what's gonna be their excuse. I thought Undisputed was the goal or the dream was to change. Al Haymon. Al Haymon run all this, bro. Run time says straight Al and them like him more. I don't think I heard not at this point. Back in the day, but not at this point no more. I heard that Al loved Keith Thurman, but not at this point. Money, same reason pay-per-view was brought to boxing. Yep, and that was one of the worst days. Say, man, that's how YouTube, changed the money and told people, if they support you, tell them to send a super chat, and then they take 30% of that or some shit like that. It's crazy world out here. My boy Fat on One said, "What's good, bro? They got the money. They got 50 million for Canelo for one fight. They got the money. Well, that's different. They invested. Canelo's a different fighter though. But he says money don't make you real. Even if it's 100 mil. Positional power. EJ moves to 54. Thurman fights for the WBC. Ennis fights for the IBF. Stay on this fight for. I don't think so. They said Ennis is supposed to fight Stay on this Keith for the WBC, which you might be right. That's what his father said. They all don't fight Bud. I told you, man, they talk a lot of shit about Bud, but Danny Garcia fighting Jose Benavidez. Keith Thurman, just fought Barrios. All them niggas running from Bud. He supposed to be chinny, he overrated, all this shit the fans say. That's crazy. All this shit the fans say. What's going on, bro?
What's good, bro?
What's going on?
What's up, bro? You hear me?
Shit, yeah.
Where we at with it?
I don't even know. I didn't even have my headphones on.
Hey, wait,
Man.
whoa. What the hell? Hold on, let me read this. When I said never, I meant it.
You talking about Keith Thurman?
Man, listen, man. Is this what we come to, bro? We already
hold on, man. I'll be right back. Whoever want to join, I'll let y'all join one day only, bro. Hold on.
Oh,
go ahead. I'll be right back.
Please don't tell me you putting this in the chat.
Yeah. So what? Go ahead.
No, man, this guy, we gonna get another.
I'm gonna delete it when I come back, so don't even worry about it.
All right, cool. As long as you said that. But listen, I don't know if y'all can hear me. I might be on mute. Seems like I'm on mute, but yeah. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me right now, but hell no. This guy, he gotta be crazy. Like, is this dude really bugging out? Like, Earl know damn well he don't control his career. He don't got nothing to do Wait, he has no say in any fight. What are you gonna do? Retire? If Earl or Earl won, he would retire if he don't get what he wants in terms of getting this fight. Because I don't see how anything's gonna change. Well, he expect do he expect Bud to take the 80-20 offer, the disrespectful offer that they have on the table? I don't think so. I don't see that happening. So unless they're gonna up the offer, or is this fight gonna get made to where they don't have to resort to fight Keith Thurman? Because that's the only logical fight that's really on the table right now. Chief Red Cloud. Oh, all right, but y'all can hear me. I thought I was just talking in vain. DM Just Sports. So do boxers really control their career even if they want the fight? The whole thing, and I went on the limb and said that Al Haymon was a black Hitler. By saying, yeah,
they're gonna jump your ass for saying that.
Who's they?
Local dummy box community.
He is the black. I say it again. Al Haymon is the black Hitler. What control has he really put these fighters in?
All right, let's talk. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just asking. We could go back to. I'm just asking, what has he really done besides put?
That's a great question, bro. That's a great video. That's a great stream topic.
What has he really done for boxers besides just put money in their pocket?
That's what I'm talking about tomorrow.
Listen, CJ, Al Hitler. If anything, I say Al Hitler.
Al Haymon. They'll send that limo to Long Island.
Yeah, they definitely is. Al Haymon. That's why I'm not there right now. But Al Haymon, right? If you really think about CJ, Al Haymon worse than the mob, because all he doing is giving them a chunk of money and telling them shut up.
Yep. Yep. You know what? I mean, can't nobody answer that question. You know what they gonna say.
He getting these fighters paid.
Yep.
He getting these fighters paid. They getting paid better. Well, guess what? Mike Tyson was fighting.
Only time gonna tell if they really getting paid.
If they really getting paid. But listen, we know this though, CJ. We know, like T Grizzly, Mike Tyson first fight out, he was on Fox, and guess what? Over half the country watched him fight, and he got a bag regardless if he was on pay-per-view or not. He got paid more than what these fighters is getting paid right now as quote unquote pay-per-view stars.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
So it was Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard in the middle of the 80s.
That's what Bob Arum really wanted Floyd to be.
Exactly. In the middle of Reaganomics, Sugar Ray Leonard was out here getting $10 million checks. Yeah, I said the middle of Reaganomics. Yeah. Do your Googles. So guess what? If you really are a star, no matter what era you in, you could be the 1910s, it could be the 1960s, 1980s, or the 2000 or the new millennium. Guess what? If you're a star regardless. Money gonna come to you anyway. So I don't know what these fools is talking about. These fighters is getting paid. Well, guess what? These fighters is getting paid, but don't nobody know them. It's cool, CJ, when you can divvy up the pie from money that's already from a big stack of cash and pass it out like it's allowance. But it's dope when you out here and you really are poor and people who's willing to give you your money. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. You think Terence Crawford should walk away from the negotiating table?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, if he's a guy, if he like me and he's stubborn, then yeah. But if he also like me in a sense and he angry and he feels disrespected, he should go in there and beat his ass. And what it depends on what's satisfactory, because like me and you already know, if he do what we think he's gonna do, is shutting everybody up, is shutting the quote unquote critics up enough, because we already know there's gonna be built-in excuses. Oh, Earl been in a car accident. Earl been at the wait too long.
That was gonna be the original excuse.
Yeah. So is he okay with those? Is he okay with those responses after he wins? Because if he is, then yeah, take the money for short. Take it for short money and just beat him because you are a competitor. You got that Michael Jordan, you got that Kobe Bryant, that Tiger Woods in you. But if that's not enough, then nah. If your pride and you want to make a good business deal, that's not a good business deal.
He should be the.
He should be the one to decide. He's in control at that.
I'm gonna do a video there about Mayweather purses that he was giving them niggas, man. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow.
But remember, that's what I'm saying, CJ. Just to give you all a little preview, Floyd was a big draw, so these were career high paydays for guys like what was
Madonna,
Guerrero, Canelo, Canelo, Ricky Hatton. These were career high paydays for those guys because they were those fights, if you really think about it, to a casual, really put them on because everybody was going to watch Floyd lose. It didn't matter who it was that Floyd fought. They just were waiting for guys. Remember, guys, the fans were not, because fans are so salty that Floyd beat Oscar, and not only beat Oscar, he beat him promoting the fight and then beat him in the ring. Fans were still so salty about that. CJ just told us yesterday how much Oscar made off of Floyd.
He the one that said he made $150 pot.
I thought Oscar made like 70 and Floyd made like 30. Or Floyd made like 15. I didn't know Oscar made the 150 ball or the 120 ball. Like, come on now. So Floyd went on the back of Oscar. And fans are so upset about that guess what? And still to this day are so upset about that they would rather see a YouTube beat him in a sparring match with cameras than to pay for real boxing. So y'all gotta remember.
They ain't complain about his style. He running and all that shit. And then they'll turn around a year later and pay for the fight again.
Pay for it all again. And then remember CJ when he got out the pen, they paid for it twice a year. The same thing to say that he was running. So Al and Earl got us to the point, got y'all, these fools out here thinking that Earl is in the position that Floyd and Oscar was in, and that Sugar Ray Leonard is in, and that's not true. Earl, we said it. Earl fought Phil LaGreco the day right after the Olympics on free TV, and that was probably. And guess what? And that was probably his highest viewed fight. And that's literally only because he fought after the Olympics.
Oh. He said
that had nothing to do with him.
You should put Broly versus Martin on the undercard. He fight Cobra next.
Who?
Martin. Earl said it's already done. See that? Do you know Spence, Duck, Pacquiao? But I don't think so, bro. He probably was injured for real.
He had an injury, but not the injury that they said he had.
Bud might have to fight out region on Pro Box TV if no Spence. Hey.
Yeah, he could whoop on him, keep him warm.
He said, why do PBC have to pay for everything? If Crawford complained about how much money, he don't get nothing but a check and don't have to pay for nothing but transportation and training to the hotel.
Excuse me? They still go have to pay for his training. So what you mean? What do you mean? Why do PBC have to pay for everything? What does that have to do with anything? They still got to split it. Yeah, they cut Bob Arum out, so they got to pay him.
Yep, they cut Bob Arum out.
Where he's supposed to get his money from, Third Eye?
Oscar's still trying to make Ortiz versus Cobb this year. Shit, Cobb about to fight Maurice Hooker.
Cobb's fighting Maurice.
Or Virgin don't want none of Bud for real.
So Al is responsible, but Bud said Bob couldn't secure the fight he wanted.
Why couldn't he?
Yeah,
why couldn't he? Bob said he wouldn't pick up the phone.
Yeah,
didn't he say that?
Meaning the Errol Spence fight. He told Bud, "Yo, they don't want to fight you, Terence. They don't want to fight you. They just don't want to fight you." Which is why, CJ, if you remember, when nearing the Sean Porter fight and right after the Sean Porter fight, what did Bob Arum say he wanted to do next for Terence Crawford? What fight he wanted to make?
Josh Taylor.
Exactly. Because he already knew that fight wasn't available for Bud.
Yep, and he was mad at Bud at the end of the Porter fight. He said, "Well, Bud said I know what I want to do," and he knew he was fucking up.
He was tight.
But that's Bob Aaron fault for not letting him negotiate that deal on his own behalf.
Yes, exactly.
He should just let him see for his own self. Maybe he was scared that they probably would make the fight.
And to be honest, Bud was probably seeing. I watched that clip over again today when he was on the Porterway podcast. Shout out to Sean Porter. Bud was probably looking at things from the standpoint of, well, Deontay Wilder fought, and fought Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder fought on,
and he fought 2 PBC fighters before that too. But
yeah, so he was like, why can't we make this fight? But what Bud got to realize is this, and I'm not saying that this is what he thought. I'm just throwing out a hypothetical, so y'all got to calm down. What Bud don't realize is this: PBC came up and came knocking on Tyson Fury door. They knocked on his door and got him off of his cocaine binge off of the couch.
And that was the only option.
That was the only option they had.
Because they ain't even signed Ruiz yet, did they?
Nope, they did not sign Ruiz. Ruiz was still out here probably living in his car at that point, if we go back in the timeline. So the fact is that Errol does have other options, but his other options are not as lucrative as this one. Because, to be honest, does Errol want to move up and fight Fondora for nothing?
Well, you can't justify with none of them.
You can't. And guess what? Jamal is about to fight Tim Tszyu. In what? In 8 months' time?
Yeah, that had me cracking up. I was like, what about Jamal and Errol? Well, I'm gonna go with one coin, that coin. You know what I do? Because one coin move on, the coin and go to the next corner.
Wait, CJ, what? They're like, bro, you can't go in and fight. Hey, two, but when my own little boy, my mom said, you fight your brother, you can kick out. If I ain't gonna bring a family. My children, my sanctuary, I can't bring a family. You can't go.
That's the only way they're getting away with that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, unless you go fight Canelo, but Canelo locked in. Could be locked in for 2 more fights. So
I don't think Canelo could really go. I honestly don't believe that Canelo can meet Earl. Going what?
No, Earl gonna have to come up. He said
168, right?
Me no come down. No, he said, man, what's the next fight? All I see is Usyk, AJ in the schedule. By the way, some recent photos of Usyk. I think AJ in trouble, to be honest. Let me see. Hold on, let me look that joint up. Let me see. I heard they said in the article. I don't really read too much into it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They said in one of the articles that he was pummeling sparring partners and shit.
Usyk?
Like
I want to stay. I'm staying away from that fight, bro. Betting wise,
and why don't J.R. Smith shut the hell up too? How about that? Why he don't shut up?
Who?
The J.R. Smith talking about, well, Damian Lillard. I don't know why he's staying there and staying. Man, let Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard staying there because he get $50 million a year to stay.
Man, J.R. man, like they got Usyk swimming and shit. I'm gonna pull up the schedule.
This schedule.
So I don't know.
Trash. This schedule trash.
It's always trash around this time.
Nah, this is the worst it's been.
Oh,
bro.
Usyk got a link tree too. I'm about to get Usyk on the show. How about that? I'm gonna buy some Usyk merch. Let me see what.
I was about to say Usyk got the gear. I'm gonna try to
He made me a believer when he beat Joshua.
When he had him doing the Harlem Shake, I was like, oh no. I'm gonna try to get Jahad Tucker on the show too.
Bet.
You want to sponsor Jahad Tucker?
Yeah, why not?
How much you willing to put? We gonna talk about that later.
Hold on. Let me get US dollars so I can see some of this. His website kind of nice though. It let me get past,
It got music on it. I'm gonna look at it on my phone.
He go buy a gym bag.
See, that's the type of marketing that.
And he modeling his own shit too. There's a couple other people he got modeling on here, but he modeling his own shit too.
You see what he was doing during the war? Let me not.
All right, well, let me see real quick. I don't see no pictures of him. Let me pull up a picture on bullshit. Oh, he got promotion too.
Usyk 35?
Yeah, he 35. I think he's 37. Yeah, he's 35. Yep.
Yeah, decent age for heavyweight.
I ain't beat the shit out of Joshua again, man. Joshua probably gonna be on watch. I mean, not say that word. Because YouTube, you say that S word, YouTube send you a picture like, "Are you okay?" I see your email. Are you okay?
On flyby watch. Let's call it flyby.
Man, I don't see no current pictures. I'm on Google.
We got like
I see them in the pool. I see them in the pool swimming though.
on Instagram.
Yeah, I was on Instagram already. Man, I mean, pull up the schedule. You probably gonna whoop AJ ass.
AJ in trouble, bro. But I still.
That's a good thing about it. He whoop AJ ass. We probably get that Wilder fight.
You're right. Yeah, let's go Usyk. You're
right. So we got Danny Garcia today. This has been a great day to them put like 3 or 4 fight cards on Saturday. Then Virgil Ortiz versus McKisson. Also Hooker and Cobb on that card. That's on next Saturday.
That's a decent second. Why is Hank Lundy still fighting? I thought he retired.
Shit. Them checks keep coming in. Then Jake Paul fighting versus seeing Rockman on the 6-2. That's the same day as Virgil Ortiz.
Okay. That's on the undercard or no?
No. That's on the Showtime pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's a totally different card. You're right.
Then the 12th and on Redemption pay-per-view.com in Prescott Valley, Arizona, Tevin Farmer taking on Mickey Bay.
Oh, that's not happening in Africa no more?
That shit moved to Africa, the Middle East. I don't know. Also, Tremaine Williams is fighting on the undercard, Mighty Midget, and Keenan Cabralo. And Truck Simpson is on that card, too.
Shout out to Truck.
Then also Teofimo Lopez is fighting in Vegas versus Pedro Campo. This shit is just super ass, bro. And then the 20th, you got Usyk and AJ. You got the Can Man.
AB, always balling, athletic bastard, alcoholic bitch.
Omar versus Omar Figueroa. Then you got the Marion Revete versus Baez. That's on the 20th.
I'm excited to see AB come back too. Hopefully, he get his life together.
Jose Pedraza and Comey on August 27th.
Oh my God, Jose Pedraza
at 140. Then Usyk and Ruiz, and then football that following Thursday.
And
that's
then, are you ready for some football?
Man, you ain't lying, bro.
Wait, CJ, just because I seen the name, right? With the way that Jose Pedraza's career has went, right? What would you rate Jose Pedraza right now, and what would you rate his career, and what would you rate Tank's victory over him? Look in hindsight at where Jose Pedraza's career has been.
His career like a C, maybe C plus because he got a title.
And what would you rate Tank's win over him now? Looking
not high, not that high.
At that point, did you think it was a great?
It was a good win. It was a good win. Yeah, it was a great win at the point. He was a prospect. He said Floyd tried to set me up.
Set you up against who? A loser? Actually, he did set you up. He set you up to win, stupid. Shout out to Tank.
He did try to set me up. Chief Clyde said, "You good, Famo?" Yeah, he said, "So do boxers really control their career if they want to fight?" Yeah, not PBC. Underground box pay-per-view is not relevant to stream era, which is for the future. Nobody watch pay-per-view the same way people don't watch cable. The whole pay-per-view angle is cap. Yeah, you got a good point about people.
It's an archaic model. It's an archaic business model.
Yep. I don't even know what would be the alternative other than putting it on TV. Putting them niggas on virtual reality and shit.
VR.
Like that'd be straight. No, if you get you get your Eucalyptus, whatever it's called, and you can watch the fight, it's a VR. You an Apple person. Yeah, VR. It's a VR. You put the little thing on. That'd be sweet if you could watch a fight like in a virtual reality mode, or the NFL game.
That joint in the middle of your living room or something, right?
Yo, they should do a pay-per-view on a subscription basis if you're being real.
Yo, to be honest, they do a yearly subscription base that.
They should do a pay-per-view streaming service or something like that.
Listen,
it's like
absolutely, and you do it the way that Bob Arum said. You do it at a subsidized rate. You get 10. You can get 5 pay-per-views for $75.
Oh yeah, or $50. You can get 4. You can get 2 pay-per-views.
Similar to how you have your subscription going up. You got a gold or silver or gold.
Only, and,
Platinum.
and if you've been subscribed for a year, you get a pay-per-view for a month for free or something like that.
Oh, there you go. That's how they're gonna have to do it from now on.
And just make a pay-per-view ad.
There you go.
But the thing about that shit is, they probably if fights fall out, they gonna have to reimburse people or give them a free month.
There you go. So this way the boxers are gonna, but that's gonna be important. Boxers gonna have to have dates to go along with it now, because now you giving somebody a product, so you gonna have to deliver. So they gonna have these fighters in shape, because injuries, to prevent injuries and all of that from happening.
You can watch it on the VR or something like that. You can,
you could get it. You could plug it into the Fire Stick or to the Xbox or the P5.
That's how it is. Or 4 fights, guaranteed them 4 fights. I don't know. It has to be some shit like that.
It has to be, and that's where Bob Arum's subsidized pay-per-view buy works.
Fight Boost in Virgil Ortiz. He said the pay-per-view is $75. That's a decent day or night out with the crew for. I ain't spending that shit.
I'm not spending the $75. I know somebody that will, but they got it like that. I ain't got it like that.
I do be spending money. I spend that shit. That's probably $80 like the new $10, bro.
$80.
$100 is new $20.
I ain't gonna lie. $80 is hat money to me. I could add to my hat collection or build my sneaker collection. I'd rather do that.
He said a pay-per-view angle so cap, basically saying Jake Paul would be the A side if he fought Spence, correct?
Oh yeah, that's what you heard when Rottman said that. Rottman Jr. He said that after his first loss or whatever loss he had. I don't really pay attention to his record. No disrespect to him. He said he was like, damn, it's over. Like, I got to get a fight with one of the big guys like Usyk, AJ, Fury, or Wilder to make his kind of revive his career, to kind of get his name more out there, because of his last name is recognizable, obviously, for various reasons. But he said, yo, fighting Jake Paul is like, that's pretty much bigger than fighting any of those other guys. And that's what CJ's talking about when it comes to this boxing game. It comes to the point where these real professional fighters is only looking to fight these circus fights instead of fighting real competition. They just looking for a cash out. And that's what's killing the sport. Imagine LeBron James wanting to play CJ in basketball because CJ criticized him in a video.
He said 65-35 disrespectful, but 80-20 mean F you. He said, he said, the PBC pays Crawford, but Crawford doesn't have responsibilities to pay for no promotion or leasing venues. Why Crawford not losing money? I don't get what he's saying.
Well, I think I get what he's saying. The fact of the matter is this. PBC is basically telling Terence Crawford's argument is this. I bring something to the table. I'm valuable. You need me just as well as I need you. I want an even split. What Bud is doing is crossing over to their home plate. He's coming in as a visitor, and they're trying to tell him he's not worth anything, but he does have value. Me and CJ are not lawyers, bro. We not here to tell you what Bud's value is when it comes to him fighting against Errol Spence, what he brings to PBC's table, anything what he brings to their TV show. We're not telling you that. We just want to see the fight, and we want to know why that 80-20 is such a sticking point. Why they not even move? They won't even make it a 79-21 split. It's 80-20. Especially even if Earl was out here saying that he'll do 60-40, and Al Haymon is why do I keep saying Al Haymon is out here saying no, 80-20. He wants his fair cut. Whatever that fair cut is. Me personally, I think 60-40 is fair. Earl got all the belts, and Bud got one. But he is a more decorated boxer, but Al does not care about your resume. This is the same guy that got Mikey paid off of that DAZN deal. The same guy who literally allowed Canelo, who's a visitor, to come in and just steal a quick bag and go back and do whatever the hell he wanted.
Yep, he said, I'm saying if he, okay, right there, he said Wilder Fury is bigger is a bigger market. I guess you're talking about international wise, but that's what it is. So the PBC pay the whole tab over and or overpay. How do Crawford and PBC get the profit in return? Pay-per-views and gates, tickets. You know, isn't the goal to generate revenue, not lose it? It's a boxer's not losing. But, bro, I don't know. I'm just tired of explaining, bro. When you cut out Bob Aaron, when you cut out Bob Aaron, bro, you
cut out your money line, dog.
There you go. So what are we talking about?
Bob Aaron has access to ESPN and ABC, the worldwide leader.
He told him he had to leave, so he left to come negotiate in the fight. You know, so he wanted, you know, if I'm coming over there, I want to be received with respect. Like you want to promote the fight. The promoters make more money. Don't believe that bullshit. They putting the money in the fighters' hands.
They're not.
Come on, Al Haymon gonna flip a profit in his pocket regardless.
PBC got people believing that Ponzi scheme, and that's could be the furthest from the truth. They're not out here putting as much money as they're saying in the fighters' hand. Are they putting money in the fighters' hand? Yeah, probably, but not what y'all think. They not out here making. They not out here making.
They stopped making all the money. Everybody else getting peanuts.
Yeah, and then guess what? They shaving off of the main event to pay the undercard. Why do you think they doing that? I'll let y'all riddle me that, Batman.
Yeah,
I'll let y'all
do that shit all the time. Okay, so Bud Crawford pulled their full card and take 80-20, but make the contract for next fight get 80-20 in the second fight. They ain't doing that, bro. They don't get him no control. No control. He said, who y'all got? Blair Cobb's Hooker. Blair Cobb movement could give Hooker issue. Hookers don't stop. In 6, he's gonna get out hustle. You could be right. Can you watch all PBC pay-per-views for free $99 on the 5-figure internet? That's all pay-per-views.
Oh, trust me, I've been on that. I took that deal a long time ago. CJ, I've been on that. I had that plan for a minute.
Pay-per-view, Hulu, Netflix, Apple, Back Alley, Dope Fiend fight. I stream everything. I don't care. I got Netflix. I got Hulu. I got a lot of that shit. Sometimes you don't feel like streaming all that shit. You might as well pay. It ain't really. I don't pay for. My phone deal give me 3 of it. Disney Plus package, but we pay for Netflix.
I don't pay for Nathan. It's either it's on the Fire Stick already through my Fire Stick streaming service. Or
sometimes you get tired of that. Sometimes you get tired of that shit. That shit don't be costing nothing no way, bro. Especially when you only got cable. That shit don't cost a damn thing, bro.
The way cable expensive, I don't know who the hell these cable providers think they.
You ain't lying, bro. Especially, I'm about to cut that shit. I'm about to go YouTube TV, bro. For $65, you can't beat that.
CJ, I don't know if you know. I don't know if he owned anything out where you buy, but James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, that dude is the devil, bro. Jesus, that dude charging for cable. When he charged for cable, it's a crime.
That's why they gonna get what they gonna get, especially with Verizon and Google starting their own internet services. They not gonna have nothing left,
bro.
They ain't gonna have nothing left. T-Mobile got their own internet service. Verizon, really Google Fi,
Spectrum.
Don't worry about it. With my man's for making a bill to ban tell Diddy.
Oh, you gonna get yours?
That's why all the motherfucker passed you. He right.
You gonna get yours?
You right though.
I felt bad.
Espinoza got secret deal. Canelo just a different way to talk to Canelo. Man, Al Haymon, Espinoza is a million.
Espinoza has. I'm gonna tell y'all this. And CJ, this could be a topic for you to talk about in the video too. If Steven Espinoza was the one that was doing the deal, he'd probably jump at the chance to sign Terence Crawford to a Showtime exclusive deal. The same way that Boots got a deal. It's just that Al Haymon literally told him, shut your ass up. He probably got a non-disclosure agreement with Al Haymon too.
Al Haymon run all that shit. I should negotiate for Bud. All he got to do is send Zesty out a couple mil firemen for it. I'm moving on. 9-1-3. At the end of the day, this is the biggest fight for both. Spence has 3 belts, 64 is fairly 20. It's a sucker deal. He said, just get a good VPN and watch everything for free. Man, I got time for streaming everything, bro. You might as well pay for some of that shit, man. It's cheap. It's cheap anyway. $13 you get Hulu, ESPN, Disney Plus. All right. Look, $13. That's $13. Nothing. Netflix, they overcharging. Let's say you round up. That's what $36, right? HBO Max another $15. That's real. At the grand scheme of things, you want $50, and then niggas don't even be wanting to go to the movies.
Yeah, listen,
They gonna cut all that shit out, man. All y'all
a
still in
brother like myself, movies. I'm definitely going there at least 3 times a year.
3 times a year.
Yeah, 3 times a year for the movie.
What do you do for fun, nigga?
Bro, I be on here.
Our movie tickets way cheaper than yours.
Yeah, because the movies, I said 3 times a year, bro.
I went there and looked at a movie ticket. That shit said $23 a ticket.
Yes.
I said, shit.
By the time I buy popcorn, lemonade,
Anything before 6 or 7, bro. Here.
Candy, and I'm not talking about I'm buying candy from the movie theater. I know you told me I should be buying candy from the movie theater, but bump
you got to. That's how they make their money. They don't get paid. They don't get their money to the back end. And I heard it ain't even that much.
Bro, I go right to Dollar Tree. Sorry.
I seen them running ads before in the middle of the in the preview shit. They was running local ads and shit at the movie we went to go see. No.
Oh, trying to tell you how to buy the candy and all of that?
No, bottling, lawn services, all types of shit.
The most I do, bro, at the movie theater, I'm buying popcorn, of course. I'm buying drinks, and I'm buying
spend $20. You gonna buy $20? You gonna spend $20, bro? On
concessions. 50. I'm buying a cup of coffee.
Too. Cup of coffee for what?
Because sometimes I be going dumb late, and I need something to wake me up, or the matinee.
I'll go early, bro.
I go to the matinee.
It's $30. You said Bruce fight date coming soon. Yesterday, not sure though. Yeah, I seen it. Probably gonna be shadow boxed with itself. People bugging about Canelo getting touched in sparring. Not a Canelo fan, but when did practices get over glorified? So you gonna have bad days, especially when you try.
They do it all the time. They did it with Floyd. You gotta remember.
Yeah, you got any questions? I'll answer before I get off. But yeah, you gotta cut the. When you cutting weight, anything goes, nigga.
Yeah, you gonna have days when you cut weight and you feel light.
The sparring partners ain't gotta make no weight.
Nope, they just in there doing their thing. Yep. So like what's my I wanted to ask you about that too, CJ. Brian Norman Jr. and Brian Norman Sr., right?
Mm-hmm.
So those situations, right? For example, we talk about sparring, right? And like what they said about Tank and what they say about Bud. I've never seen Brian Norman Jr. fight, so it sounds like he's a gym warrior at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same way Errol was a gym warrior with these. How do you look in today's stories when it comes to, especially with Tank? Well, especially with Bud, because the rumor is that he knocked out Bud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much value, how much stock does that hold with you?
I don't really mean nothing. Shit, niggas get knocked out every day.
Because
if they was a fight for real, Bud would beat the shit out of his ass, and probably Tank would too.
Here's what I want to know. This is what I'm saying. This because I was about to bring that up, right? I get it. You got to market yourself, right? Why would somebody go out there? That's like me and you, right? I'm in your corner, you my fighter, right? And let's say you went up against, let's say you sparred, I don't know, Milk Dud. You sparred Milk Dud, right? And I go out bragging months later. Well, yeah, we got good work the first time. I ain't gonna lie, it was good work. But then, CJ went in there and dusted him off. The second time, proceeded to put the whooping on his ass. To me, that says that, well, the first time, that must have mean that you got some good work and you still a little salty about the fact that, your son got beat up that way. That's the way that I looked at it. I look at it like he went in there with Bud and they worked. Bud must have showed that, this ain't nothing to play with. Same thing with Tank. And he probably got better from the sparring. Duh, it's sparring. And he must have, like you said, it was a sparring session. And he came back and showed that he do got skills. And it was what it was. Now, for him to say, I understand that he said you don't respect Tank and all that stuff because Tank probably went in there and, probably did disrespect him. And he was a kid and he was doing this and that. But for him to say that, like, I just don't like when people tell sparring stories because it's just bad gym etiquette. I think
he wonder why they can't break through.
Exactly. I just think that it should just be. He'll probably just be a gym warrior. Probably just stay a gym warrior. You can't just be out here telling
Then he didn't fought nobody neither, bro.
Yeah, I've never heard of Brian Norman Jr. fighting anyone.
He literally ain't fought no. I've never seen him fight.
I've never seen him fight either. I've only seen clips of him on Instagram.
He only fought a 6-rounder. Hey, you knocking niggas out 22-0, 19 KOs. He from Atlanta. Where you live in Atlanta, from Decatur, same place.
He had 22 fights, and he only been on what? Has he even been on a televised card yet? Exactly. So, but at this level, at this rate, Boots was out here on TV already.
It's harder for them Southern dudes to get it come up too, though. It's the truth.
True, you're right.
It's harder for them Southern dudes to get on. Spence Nuts Limit a tweet a minute ago. He said another one.
Let's see what old Yellow Belly, aka
Hold on.
Yellow Beezy's baby daddy said.
I'm about to get my teal jersey on y'all ass.
You see what I tagged you in?
Yeah, I see. I'm looking at the wrong person.
I like the shorts. I'm getting the shorts.
He ain't say nothing else. I ain't seen what he's saying. He ain't say nothing else. We already went over that.
He probably added somebody, but the teal shorts with the white on white uptowns. Oh boy.
Some Air Force Ones.
Uptowns.
Air Force Ones.
I'm from New York.
When I buy the damn box, they don't say uptowns.
Uptowns.
They don't say uptowns.
You know why we call them uptowns, right? Because these fools from DC was out here talking about they made them popular. No, you didn't. Them things was.
They probably do. Y'all always been stealing their swag, bro.
No, they stole our style. What you talking about?
Y'all always been stealing their swag.
We was the first ones to wear ACG boots, not them.
And no, man, we got a whole song called Nike Boots. Never heard a New York song called Nike Boots.
Yes, Max B had one before Wale.
Now I don't know who that is, but keep on.
You know who Max B is. Don't disrespect the wavy one.
I'm not sure who that is, bro. Jim Jones. Jones.
He wrote Ballin'. Yes, that guy. Max.
He said SARS come out more because these dudes can't promote outside of boxing.
That's
Spence making right. Texas look soft.
He definitely is.
That's Mexico anyway. Y'all can have that shit. As long as he ain't making New York look soft. Well, he is. He is.
Who?
He making New York. He from New York. He's from Long Island.
North Side. And he's not from Jamaica neither.
He from Long Island. He fought on Showbox. Okay,
that's
should
great.
Get signed. Should get signed pretty soon.
Devin Haney is a product of Showbox.
That nigga show ain't fighting nobody. Wow, though. I mean, it is what it is. 7-68, my nigga.
What?
Yeah, 7-68. That's
is that a record?
Shit. Well, he's in Mexico, so that's probably a tough ass 7-68, though.
Yeah, that taxi driver had a bad day. And he
that nigga just 51. He been knocked out 51 times.
Yeah, no, that wasn't no tough ass.
Man, that nigga, man. 2-30, 33. That nigga, he must have been a kid. Well, he 22, so that's what. Yeah, he was just a kid, 21. So he was like a kid fighting in Mexico. He was like 17 years old.
But remember, Devin Haney was in Mexico at what, 17?
Oh yeah, then he came over to America. So 2-30. That nigga's been them bums up in Mexico. But hey. He's still only 21 years old. Gabriel Flores should have waited his ass. Should have waited and got until he became a man. Sean Porter basically was saying he should retire. That's what he said today in his new show.
Word.
That's pretty much. I heard Tom was like, well, I don't want to say what needs to be said, what should happen because it's not my play. That nigga need to fire his daddy. That's what needs to happen.
It means he needs to fire his father, or while he got some brains left and can speak, he need to go into coding and get him a 6-figure payday like the rest of us.
How long will the coding classes be?
Coding take a little minute, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot to retain, bro.
You're better off learning it. You better learn trading options and stocks, bro. In stock market. Hell yeah,
bro. Hell yeah. But listen, that's the wave of the future. Ask Adonis. Adonis has been said it, and he right, bro.
The wave of the past, the present, the future. The future is the market, bro.
The market do crash though, and that's the
That's the best part. That's the best part about. That's the best part about it.
It is the best part, but remember, if your money is already invested,
that's fine though, because it creates opportunity, dude.
That's why, you know what, you're right. That's why they say
that's why man, y'all niggas be pulling. That's why niggas be pulling their money out. I mean, some people don't believe in a diverse portfolio. Some people I hear some people believe in. They only invest in shit that they wear.
If you know what I'm saying? Children in the family, you better make sure your portfolio is diverse.
That's the backbone of wealth.
Yeah, you got it. You.
I just want to learn how to trade though.
Yeah, bro, listen, I can have you talk to my cousin and you'll be Gucci.
We need to hook that up.
You'll be Gucci, trust me, because especially I know you don't believe in 401ks and all of that, but what I just learned last week, CJ, what people do with their 401k, that's some real gangster business right there. Real gangster business.
You can borrow from me. You gotta pay it back. Yep. You can borrow whole life insurance. You can borrow that shit. It's probably even better than
the way that JetBlue was doing it during the pandemic. They was borrowing from that with no penalty during the pandemic.
Yeah. The same thing with whole life insurance. You can borrow it with no penalty, tax free. Yeah. We could do YouTube videos of whole life insurance.
Fools was out.
Flocka was just talking about how if you can borrow that money from your life insurance. Bro. But you can't borrow it and buy no fucking. You can, but I wouldn't like buy no Ferrari, stuff shit like that. You gotta borrow it from something that's gonna like
appreciate.
Yeah. Tyson Fury made Detroit boxing great again. That bullshit.
Tony Harrison made
Detroit we made him great again. How about that?
I agree with that.
What's your opinion on your title? I don't know what you think.
You talking about the title of the video? What's the title of the video?
I haven't spoken on here almost 2 hours. Brian Orr supposedly gave Bud work. His pops, he said he's giving out mixed signals. I mean, it's always
giving out mixed signals, and that's what I'm saying. Because he'll be like, because
they need to be a ban on daddies in the sport. They need to take a test.
Your daddy gonna cash, and I'm not. And like I said, I have nothing against Brian Norman Jr.
I ain't never heard him talk.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's Brian Norman Sr. that's talking. So we can't say, you can't come out here and when they ask you an opinion, right? And it's okay that you pick whoever you pick. Errol or Bud. You see what this man doing?
His body language, bro, kind of letting you know something else happened.
Exactly. You see what this man doing? He gonna stop him. You see what he's doing to people over the bone? Or did he do that to Sean Porter's over the bone? Sean Porter just fought him a couple months ago. Did he have surgery? No. Did he break Danny's orbital bone? No. He only did that to a dude that was gonna stand right there in front of him. And your body language sound a little suspect.
Think about it. If he whoop his ass, man, then you're gonna hear them niggas change their tune or move it back. So it don't really matter.
Look, CJ, I'm tired of people making it seem like this dude is this special fighter who cannot be touched. I literally seen his last fight. He get his goddamn mouth guard knocked out and almost fell through the ropes. They make it seem like this dude untouchable. Like me seeing what my eyes are not lying to me. 20/20 vision. What I saw that night, I said, nah. If Bud would have touched him, if Fondora would have touched him, if Lubin would have touched him that way, he would have been on the ground. Yes or no, CJ?
Yep.
So what are we saying here? Like y'all gotta stop, man, with the nut hugging.
He says a couple of these young guys brag. They all brag about it, bro. Sparring. Let me get out of here. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.